For a good game and support the refs, they came a long ways. Have a good one.
So we going now? Is this thing on now?
It's live.
Okay.
We got
17 viewers already. Sounds good. I guess everybody that's viewing understands the importance of tonight's game. This is a win and go on, lose and go home. The winner of this ball game will face the winner of Grace Lutheran and Water Springs. Well, maybe. Could be North Gym. Mustangs controlled opening tip. And North Gym, Water Springs. Okay. So early action in the game. Lexi Bird is going to be fouled by Ebony Whiteman. Her first personal. Lexi will be at the line to shoot 2 for the Mustangs. First one on its way good. Opens the scoring for the game. Second shot attempt on its way, and it's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Mustangs lead it 2-0. Mustangs put a little pressure on. Ball stolen away by Lexi Bird. She takes it up the court. She's going to be called for a carry on her way to the basket. Looked like she was thinking about making a pass and carried the ball. So it'll be Showbound ball. Mustangs put a little full court pressure on. Whiteman turns it over to Lindsay Villalone, picked up by Mackenzie Mackey. She passes it ahead to Kaylee Kessel. Her short jump shot is off the back of the rim. It's rebounded by the Chiefs. By Means, she brings it up the floor, gets it to Anderson. Guarded by Lindsay Villalone. Tries to make the pass to Whiteman. It's tipped out of bounds off of Mackenzie Mackey. It'll remain Showbound ball. 7:24 left in the first quarter. Anderson inbounds it to Means. We're going to have a foul is going to be called on Kaylee Kessel. A holding foul. It'll be Showbound ball under their own basket. Anderson inbound it. Gets the ball into Whiteman. And it goes off Anderson. It'll turn over to the Mustangs. Kaylee Kessel inbound to Lindsay Villalone. She brings it up for the Mustangs. Passes right wing to Addie Matson. She tries to feed Lexi Bird inside, but it's stolen away by Whiteman. She kicks it ahead to Anderson. Her layup is up and good. Lady Chiefs tie it up. Kaylee Kessel pushes it ahead for the Mustangs. Gets it out on the left wing to Mackenzie Mackey. She fires a three-pointer. Misfires and gets her own rebound. Dishes to Lexi Bird. And she misses the shot. Showbound gets the ball. And Sereno loses it to Mackenzie. She's going to take it length of the court, uses her left hand, misses the layup, rebounded by Whiteman, then turned back over to Lexi Bird, misses the shot, rebounded by Anderson. We're going to have a held ball. It'll be Showbound ball. What is this one?
Sereno.
Okay, thanks. Showbound inbound it. There we go. Ball is tipped out of bounds off the Mustangs. It'll stay. Actually, it'll turn it over to the Mustangs. Lindsay inbounds it to Kaylee. Kaylee. Deep corner to Mackenzie. Up top to Addie Matson. It's stolen by the Chiefs. Anderson brings it up. She's guarded by Kaylee. And Kaylee's going to get called for a little bit of a pushing foul. Katie Mackey will check into the game for Kaylee. She goes to the bench with 2 personal fouls. 6:14 left in the first quarter. That's pretty quick 2 fouls. Anderson fires a deep 3 for the Chiefs. Misses, rebounded by Sereno. Actually, Whiteman. Anderson with the ball. Gets it to Destiny Whiteman. Picked up by Means. Up top to Anderson. She's going to drive, kicks it to the wing to Means. She drives baseline. Stolen by Lindsay Villone. She's going to bring it up the court for the Mustangs. Guarded by Shoban. Gets it on the wing to Addie Matson. Back to Mackenzie Mackey. To her sister Katie. She feeds inside to Lexi Bird. She puts a nice spin move on. Nice crossover. Gets her own rebound. And on the offensive rebound putback, she gets fouled. Fouled by Ebony Whiteman. So that's 2 fouls on Ebony Whiteman, 2 fouls on Kaylee Kessel. The only fouls in the game for either team. Lexi Bird shooting 2. First one on its way off the side of the rim. One more coming for Lexi. Second free throw on its way up and bounces around, finds its way down. Whiteman inbound it. Inbounds it to Anderson. She's going to be fouled. Katie Mackey picks up her first personal. Olivia Beeler checks into the game for Addie Matson. Where's Sadie Bird? Oh. Anderson fires. 2-pointer. Rebounds tipped around, picked up by Katie Mackey. She's going to bring it ahead for the Mustangs. Guarded by Anderson. Tries to feed Lexi Bird. The ball's stolen by the Chiefs. Here comes Means. She crosses over, takes the shot, misses it. Rebounded by Villone. Up the court come the Mustangs. Ball's tipped. Nearly. Olivia gets the ball, feeds Lexi down low. She's going to be called for walking. Violation. It'll turn it back over to the Chiefs. A little bit sloppy play here at the opening minute of the opening quarter of the game. Quite a few turnovers by both teams. 23, May Piper into the game for the Chiefs. Head to Means. Her pass is a little too long for Sereno. Out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs ball. 4:48 left in the first quarter. Mustangs lead at 3-2. Katie Mackey with the ball. Brings it up. Passes right wing to Villone. She drives baseline. Kicks it out to Mackenzie Mackey on the right wing. Dishes it left wing to Villone. Villone fires, hits the shot. Nice 15-foot jump shot by Lindsay Villone. Mustangs 5, Chiefs 2. Ball goes out of bounds. It's off the Chiefs. It'll be Mustangs ball. And Coach Nathaniel Lowley for the Shoban Chiefs is going to get a timeout here early in the game. 4:24 left in the first quarter. Lady Mustangs lead at 5-2. Each team has one girl with 2 fouls. The Mustangs have Katie Mackey with 1. So the foul total is Mustangs 3, Chiefs 2. All right, so to recap what we were talking about earlier, tonight is Ledor versus Shoban in game 9, and at the same time going on at Water Springs is game 10, North Gem versus Water Springs. The winners of these two teams will face off in the losers bracket to go around and play the loser of Rockland versus Mackey, who is going, I think it's going on tonight as well. So we'll know a lot after tonight of who's going to be playing who and where. Katie Mackey inbounds it to Villone. Here comes Lindsay for the Mustangs. Passes it left wing to Mackenzie. She drives baseline. Her shot attempt might have got a little bump there, but anyway, they called it off, out of bounds off of Mackenzie. Piper inbounds it to Whiteman. Whiteman passes it ahead. It's going to go long, out of bounds. It'll turn it over back to the Mustangs. Katie inbounds it to Lindsay. She's going to bring it up. Passes right wing to Katie. Right back to Villalone down the lane. Stolen away by the Chiefs. Here comes Piper. Ahead to Sereno. She tries to get the ball to Anderson. It's stolen away by Katie Mackey, but then Sereno steals it right back, and there's going to be a held ball. It'll be Mustangs ball on the alternating possession arrow. Lindsay V inbounds it to Katie Mackey. Back to Lindsay. She's going to dribble middle of the court. Gets her feet tied up. She's going to be called for walking into the game for the Mustangs. Mesa Herbst checks in for Katie Mackey. Means with the ball for the Chiefs. Brings it down left side. Goes around the screen to Anderson. Dishes down low to Whiteman. Whiteman's guarded by Olivia and McKenzie. Sereno looks back to Anderson. Inside to Whiteman. She makes the move to the basket, and she's going to draw the foul. Going to draw the foul on Mesa Herbst. Puts Whiteman at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Destiny Whiteman. They must be sisters, I'm assuming. First one on its way, no good. One more coming for Whiteman. It's up and on its way. Off the backboard, rebounded by Mackenzie Mackey, who pushes it ahead for the Mustangs. Nearly loses the handle, picks it back up, gets it up to Mesa on the wing. Back to McKenzie. She's going to fire for 3. That's going to be off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Villalone. She's going to be knocked to the floor. No foul is called. Picked up by Anderson. She drives ahead for the Chiefs. Dishes out to Whiteman. Lindsay Villalone dives in there. Olivia guards Means. And Anderson's going to step on the 6th man and turn the ball over to the Mustangs. We call it a 6th man here because our court is narrow. Sometimes it's a little hard for people to come in here and play when they're used to a little wider court, and the sideline gets a little close to the 3-point line, and a lot of times people step on the line, and that was the case there. So Lindsay Villalone brings it up for Ledor. She passes left wing to Mackenzie Mackey. She is going to be called for steps. Turns it over to the Chiefs. Have Piper inbounding it for the Chiefs. Into Zamora. Diaz kicks it ahead to Anderson. She misses the layup, but it's rebounded by Diaz. Anderson fires for 3. High arcing shot off the front of the rim. Into the hands of Mackenzie Mackey. Ahead to Mesa Herbst. She takes it in for the layup, and that attempt is going to be swatted out of bounds by Lavina Means, who hustled back and got her hand on the ball. Mustangs lead it 5-2, 2:15 left in the first quarter. Lindsay Villalone to inbound it for the Mustangs. Tries to get it into Lexi Bird. It'll be tipped out of bounds by Lady Chief. It'll stay Mustangs ball under their own basket. Lindsay V to inbound it again. Looks around, gets it to McKenzie. On the wing, down on the baseline to Lindsay. Her shot is off the backboard into the hands of the Chiefs. Ahead to Anderson. She's going to dribble left side. Oh, and Lindsay V is going to be called for a little contact as she reached across the body of Anderson to try to get the steal. It'll be Chiefs ball on their own end of the floor on the sideline. Inbounds it to Means. Back to Anderson, off her feet, out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs ball. A lot of turnovers here in the first quarter. 1:58 left. Mason inbound it. Inbounds it to Lindsay. Up the court for the Mustangs. She goes left wing to McKenzie. Tries to get the ball to Lexi. Inside, it goes off of fingertips of Lady Chief. Out of bounds, it'll be Mustangs. Ball. Lindsay Villalone to inbound it. On the baseline. Looks into Mesa Herbst. Mesa's going to drive. Back to Villalone. Fires a baseline jump shot. It's up and good. Mustangs 7, Chiefs 2. Anderson brings it up for the Chiefs. She's going to drive. Fires away. High off the glass. That shot goes in. Cuts the Mustangs lead to 3, 7-4. Mackenzie Mackey on the wing. Kicks it to Mesa Herbst. Mesa fires. Bounces up all around the rim, but couldn't find its way in. Mesa gets her own rebound. Dishes into Olivia. She makes the move. Gets the layup and draws the foul on one of the Lady Chiefs. That's going to be a foul on Means. It'll put Olivia at the line to shoot one shot after that kind of an acrobatic move to the basket. She got it to go, and her free throw is good, so that extends the Mustangs lead 10-4. 1:11 left in the first quarter. Piper inbounds it to Zamora, ahead to Anderson. Anderson's going to lose the handle on it, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Mustangs. Substitution for the Chiefs. We've got Sereno checking back into the game. Replaces Anderson. Lindsay Villalone brings it up for the Mustangs. She goes left wing to Mackenzie Mackey. Inside to Villalone. Tipped out by the Chiefs. Lindsay picks it up. Fires baseline jumper. It's rebounded by Lexi. She misses the shot. It's rebounded by the Chiefs. Zamora. Ball's stolen away by Mackenzie Mackey. She takes it in. Left-hand layup all the way in and good. Mustangs 12. Lady Chiefs 4. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Means ahead to Zamora. She's going to drive it up. Gives it ahead to Sereno. Ball's going to be grabbed, held, and the alternating possession arrow will favor the Chiefs. 26.1 on the clock in the first quarter. Zamora with the ball for the Lady Chiefs. Looks down low to Means. She drives, kicks it out to Diaz. Ball's going to be stolen away by Mackenzie Mackey. She takes it in. Layup is up and good again. Oh, and Lindsay gets a little aggressive on the defense. She's going to be called for her second personal foul of the game. Checking into the game for the Lady Chiefs, we've got Ebony Whiteman. Checks in for Means. Take a little extra breather. Diaz inbounds it to Whiteman. Ahead to Zamora. She gets it to Diaz. Back to Zamora. 3 seconds left on the clock. Diaz fires away for 3 points. Off the back of the rim. So that's the end of the first quarter. Lady Mustangs lead it 14-4. And we're going to take a 1-minute timeout as between quarters. Mustangs have picked up 6 team fouls. The Lady Chiefs are sitting at 3. Both teams look like they have 3 seniors on their roster. Diaz, Means, and BJ Farmer for the Lady Chiefs. And of course, we've got Mackenzie Mackey, Addie Matson, and the Mustangs are missing Sadie Bird tonight. She is out with the flu. And that's kind of those are some big shoes to fill for the Mustangs. But so far, some good pressure defense has caused a few turnovers that have resulted in layups for the Lady Mustangs. And they've opened up a 10-point lead here at the end of the start of the first quarter, I should say. Kaylee Kessel Chloe Carver have checked into the game for the Lady Mustangs. So on the floor right now, we got Chloe, Olivia, Mackenzie, Lexi, and Kaylee. For the Chiefs, we've got Anderson, Sereno, Whiteman, Farmer, and Whiteman. Kaylee Kessel gets a little bit held up on the baseline, gets it to Chloe. Chloe fires, middle of the key, and gets that bucket to drop. Mustangs pressure defense. Nearly gets the turnover. It's tipped out of bounds off Kaylee Kessel. Out of bounds to Lady Chiefs. Anderson to inbound it. She looks inside to Whiteman. Back to Anderson. We're going to have a traveling violation is going to be called. And it turns it over to the Mustangs. As Olivia was in great defensive position. It could have been an offensive foul, but they called a traveling. Inbounded at Kaylee Kessel. She goes on the wing to Mackenzie Mackey. Fires for three. It's off the side of the rim. Rebounded and held. Alternating possession goes to the Lady Chiefs. Mustangs lead at 16-4. Whiteman inbounds it to Whiteman. Into Farmer. We're going to have a kick ball. Olivia gets a foot on it. Keeps the ball on this end of the floor with the Lady Chiefs. Whiteman inbound it into Anderson. She's going to fire a three-pointer. On its way, misses. Rebounded by Sereno. She's going to be fouled on the way to the basket. Foul is called on Chloe Carver. That's her first personal. It'll put Carlissa Sereno at the line, shooting two for the Lady Chiefs. First free throw. On its way up. High arcing shot. Hits the front of the rim, and she'll have one more. Second attempt. On its way up and rebounded by Lexi. Lexi gets it to head to Mackenzie. Down to Kaylee Kessel on the baseline. Fires away. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Olivia. She puts it back up. Misses it. Rebounded by the Chiefs. Here comes Whiteman up the court. Gives it off to Anderson. Inside to Whiteman. She takes it down low. Ball's going to be swatted off the back of the backboard. It'll stay Lady Chiefs ball. So Ebony Whiteman inbounds it to her sister. Stolen away by Mackenzie. She gets the ball ahead to Kaylee. Kaylee takes it up the court. Gets it off to Olivia. Olivia fires from around 15 feet off the rim. Rebounded by the Chiefs. Anderson brings it up the court. Guarded by Olivia. She gives it to Whiteman. She's going to fire for three. That's a high three-pointer. Rebounded by Lexi Bird. She's going to push it ahead. Gets it to Mackenzie. Looks to Olivia on the inside. She's going to drive. Kicks it out to Kaylee. Into the middle to Chloe. She turns, looks, fires, shoots, misses. Rebounded by Mackenzie. Tipped out of bounds off of Whiteman. It'll stay Mustangs ball. 6:17 left in the first half. Mustangs lead at 16-4. Mackenzie inbounds it to Kaylee. Back to Mackenzie. She fires. Misses the shot. The rebound goes off of Olivia Beeler. It'll be the Lady Chiefs ball. Whiteman inbound it. Gets it into her sister. Tries to get it to Farmer. Stolen by Chloe. Kenzie shoots. Nice little 10-foot jump shot on the side of the key. It looked like she was playing a game of Around the World. Gets it to go. Chiefs bring it up the court. We're going to have a held ball right here at half court. It'll be Mustangs ball according to the alternating possession arrow. Mackenzie will inbounds it for the Mustangs. Gets it into Kaylee. Kaylee drives. Dishes on the wing to Chloe. She drives baseline. Spins. Tries to get it out to Mackenzie, but it's stolen away by Anderson. She pushes the ball ahead for the Chiefs. Down to Zamora. Stolen by Kaylee Kessel. Tries to get it to Chloe, but it's tipped and she chases down the tip ball. Kaylee feeds Chloe on the baseline. She fires the jump shot. It's going to go off the hands of Lady Chief, out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs ball under their own basket. 18-4, 5:27 left in the first quarter. Second quarter, sorry. Chloe gets the ball on the baseline from McKenzie. Back to McKenzie. And, oh, no. The Mustangs step on their own sixth man and turn the ball over. McKenzie's heels just got on the sideline there and out of bounds. So here comes Anderson. Gets it to Zamora. She drives in. Layup is up and good for Zamora. But here come Mustangs right back at him. Kaylee Kessel looks inside to Lexi. She pivots, loses the handle, stolen by the Chiefs. Here comes Anderson up the court for the Chiefs. A little bit strong on the pass. It goes out of bounds off her fingertips. It'll be Lady Mustangs ball. We're going to have another timeout is going to be called by Coach Lowly for Showban. 30-second timeout this time. So since we don't have any commercials or anything like that, we'll just stay right here. Yeah. So right now, Leadore Lady Mustangs lead it 18-6. Midway through the second quarter. Actually, not quite midway. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It'll be Leadore basketball. McKenzie inbounds it to Kaylee. She brings it up. Across half court. Goes right wing to Chloe. She looks, shoots, fires, and nice high arcing shot. Nothing but net for Chloe. Farmer's pass is stolen by Olivia. Gets it to Kaylee. Kaylee's going to drive left side. Up to Lexi. Lexi drives, looks. Ball stolen by Whiteman. She gets it ahead to Anderson. Anderson misses the layup, but it's rebounded by Serino. To Zamora, to Whiteman. Back to Anderson on the right wing. Up top to Whiteman, back to Anderson. She looks inside to Farmer. Whiteman kicks it out to Anderson. She fires for three and drills that one. Showban Chiefs 9, Leadore Mustangs 20. Kaylee Kessel passes it left wing to McKenzie. She looks inside to Lexi. Lexi turns, passes back out to Kaylee. Kaylee feeds Olivia inside, but it's stolen by Farmer. Ahead to Serino. Serino, she's going to be fouled by Mackenzie Mackey as Serino was bringing the ball up the court for Lady Chiefs. So that's going to put Serino at the line to shoot 1-and-1. 23, May Piper checks in for Farmer. Serino will be at the line to shoot 1-and-1 for the Lady Chiefs. 18 fouls on the Lady Mustangs at this point. 3:55 left in the first quarter. First free throw, rebounded by Olivia. Gets it outlet to McKenzie. She's going to drive up the court. Dishes across the key to Lexi. She misses the shot, but on her follow, she's going to be fouled by Whiteman. So that's going to put Lexi Bird at the line to shoot 2 for the Mustangs. First foul on Whiteman. 14 fouls on the Lady Chiefs. First free throw on its way up and good for Lexi Bird. Into the game is Means. Checks in for Serino for the Lady Chiefs. One more free throw coming for Lexi. It's on its way. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Piper. She'll bring it up the court for the Chiefs. Tries to pass it ahead to Means. It goes a little high out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs ball. 21-9. Leadore leads it. 3:39 left in the first half. Mackenzie Mackey brings it up for the Mustangs. Right wing to Kaylee Kessel. She fires, misses the shot. Rebounded. Put back is in. Good by Lexi Bird. extends the lead, 23-9. Kaylee Kessel steals the ball away from Anderson. She takes it in, and she's going to be fouled on the layup attempt by Anderson. Will put Kaylee Kessel at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Mustangs. That's the first foul on Anderson. 2 free throws coming for Kaylee Kessel. First one on its way up and good. Into the game, Addie Matson for the Ledor Mustangs and Whiteman, Ebony Whiteman for the Lady Chiefs. One more shot, one more free throw. Oh, we have a line violation. Is going to negate that free throw by Kaylee Kessel, so she'll have one more free throw coming. Second free throw attempt on its way up and good. Whiteman inbound it for the Chiefs. Inbounds it to her sister, Ebony Whiteman. Ahead to Anderson. The ball's going to be nearly stolen away by Kaylee Kessel. It'll be out of bounds. It'll stay Lady Chiefs ball. Anderson inbounds it to Means. Back to Anderson on the right wing. Fires for 3. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Lexi Bird. She tries to get the outlet to Addie Matson. Stolen by Whiteman. Anderson up top. Back to Whiteman. She's going to go around the screen of Means all the way baseline. Her shot is blocked by Lexi Bird. It'll be Mustangs ball. Mackenzie Mackey brings it ahead for the Mustangs into the hands of Kaylee Kessel on the wing. Back to Mackenzie. Cross court to Lexi. Lexi feeds Mackenzie. Back to Addie Matson on the baseline. Jump shot. Oh, off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound. And Piper comes away with it. Kicks it ahead to Means. She's going to take it ahead. Lays it up and in for the Chiefs. Right back come the Mustangs. Kaylee Kessel brings it up. Kicks it on their left wing to Mackenzie Mackey. She fires a 3-pointer. It's a little off the mark. It'll be tipped out of bounds off of Destiny Whiteman. Stays Mustangs ball. Kaylee Kessel to inbound it on the baseline. Kaylee inbounds it, Addie. And she loses the handle on the ball. It'll go out of bounds off the hands of Addie Matson. Turns it over to Lady Chiefs. Means with the ball up the court for the Chiefs. Kicks it ahead to Anderson. Anderson looks inside to Whiteman. Nearly stolen by Mackenzie. Outside to Anderson. Anderson will get fouled. Gets fouled by Addie Matson on the shot attempt, which goes in. So basket will count, and Anderson will be at the line to shoot 1 free throw. The free throw's on its way and good. Chiefs cut the lead to 10, 24-14, 1:57 left in the half. Kaylee Kessel up the court for the Mustangs. She's going to drive inside, kicks it onto the baseline to Katie Mackey, gets it into Lexi, and Lexi's going to be fouled. Fouled by Piper. Be Mustangs ball on the baseline. That's the first foul. First personal on Piper. Katie Mackey looks to inbounds it. Deep pass to Mackenzie. To Kaylee on the wing. She's going to drive. Left side, gets it to Lexi Bird. Fires the shot on the baseline. Gets it to go. 26-14. Mustangs lead it. Long pass stolen away by Lexi Bird, who hustled back on defense. But that ball's stolen by Means. She's going to drive. Shoots the shot. Misses it. Rebounded by Lexi. Outlets it to Katie. Katie Mackey brings it up for the Mustangs. Guarded by Anderson. Katie Mackey drives, tries to dish it to Lexi, and she's going to draw a pushing foul on Whiteman. So 1, Diaz. So Katie Mackey at the line and shoot. 1-1 for the Mustangs. First shot on its way up and good. She has one more. Second free throw, the bonus on its way. Rebounded by Piper. Guarded by Kaylee. In the hands of Diaz. She gets it Anderson. She fires long two-pointer. Rebounded by Diaz. Out to Whiteman. Back to Anderson. Down in the corner to Diaz. She drives baseline. Her runner misses. Rebounded by Kaylee Kessel. Up to Mackenzie Mackey. She's going to drive inside. Shot attempts off. Rebounded by Whiteman. Anderson kicks it ahead to Means. Down court for the Chiefs. Lays it up. Misses the shot. Rebounded by McKenzie, but then stolen away by Means. Back to Anderson. Anderson fires from the free throw line and gets the bucket for the Lady Chiefs. 27-16. Mustangs lead it by 11 with 25 seconds left. Katie gets it to Kaylee on the wing. She looks inside, tries to get it to Lexi. Long pass is going to go out of bounds. Turns it over to the Lady Chiefs. 15 seconds left in the half. Diaz inbounds it to Anderson. Guarded by Kaylee. Here comes Kaylee. She's going to get a hand on the ball and gets a steal. And a little active with her feet. Kaylee Kessel kicks the ball, and it'll stay Chiefs ball under their own basket. 8.4 left in the half. Anderson inbound. Inbound Means. Back to Anderson. Fires for three. It's going to be rebounded by Olivia. She tries to get it to Katie. And a traveling violation will be called on the Lady Chiefs as they were on their way to score. 1.4 left in the half. Katie Mackey inbounding the ball for the Lady Mustangs. Throws the long pass. Stolen by Means. She fires at the buzzer. Off the side of the rim. So at the end of the first half, Lady Mustangs lead at 27-16. We do have one player with 3 personal fouls. I believe that is Ebony Whiteman for the Lady Chiefs. So as the Lady Mustangs head off the court for halftime, leading by 11, we're going to take a timeout. Take a little break from the action. And we don't have any halftime entertainment either. Maybe. There it is. There's the halftime. So I see you Okay, welcome back. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, around that. And we're going to start the second half. These Lady Mustangs have come back out from the locker room. I don't think any of the Lady Mustangs have 3 fouls. The only one that might be Kaylee Kessel. I know we've got Ebony Whiteman has 3 fouls for the Lady Chiefs. None of the other Chiefs are in foul trouble. Neither team, I think, has anybody in real foul trouble other than the 3 fouls on Whiteman.
I'm texting Jim Bob right now.
So we are set to start the second half tonight in Leadore. Lady Mustangs lead at 27-16 over the Lady Chiefs. And the stage has been opened up and the student section has been established behind the visiting show band Lady Chiefs basket. It'll be Chiefs ball to open the second half. Whiteman inbounds it to Anderson. Back to Whiteman. Nearly stolen by Kaylee. Into the hands of Anderson. She fires, misses, gets her own rebound. Tries to get the shot off. It's going to be out of bounds off of the Mustangs. It'll stay Chiefs ball. Anderson inbound it into Whiteman. Back to Anderson. She's going to drive. Shoots the runner. Scores the bucket. Lindsay brings it up for the Mustangs. Right wing to Kaylee. Back to Lindsay. Going to have a kick ball. Kick by Sereno. It'll be Mustangs ball. They're going to take it out underneath their own basket. Lindsay Villalone to inbound it for the Lady Mustangs. Addie Matson comes baseline to get the ball. Gets it up top to McKenzie. McKenzie's going to be fouled by Sereno. So it'll still be Mustangs ball on the wing. Lindsay Villalone inbounds it to Kaylee. Kaylee goes down baseline to McKenzie, inside to Lexi. Her turnaround jump shot is good. Anderson brings it up, stolen by Addie Matson. Picked up by McKenzie into the hands of Kaylee. Tries to feed Addie on her way to the basket. It's going to go off of the Lady Chiefs. It'll say Mustang ball. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Lindsay inbound it for the Mustangs. Outside to Addie. Addie fires a three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rebound is nearly chased down by Lindsay Villalone, but it's picked up by Serino ahead to Anderson. She takes it up for the Lady Chiefs, lays it up and in. Cuts the Mustangs lead to 9, 29-20, 6:55 left in the third quarter. Mackenzie Mackey with it on the wing, inside to Villalone. Stolen away by Farmer. We're going to have a held ball, which will be Mustangs ball off the alternating possession arrow. Lindsay Villalone to inbound it under their own basket for the Lady Mustangs. Gets it to Addie Matson. It's going to go off her knee, out of bounds. It'll be Lady Chiefs ball. And the Mustangs will put a little full court pressure on. Chloe Carver checks in for Addie. Means inbounds it to Zamora. Her pass is tipped out of bounds off Lindsay Villalone. It'll be Chiefs ball. Anderson inbound it to Zamora. Over to Means. Down to Anderson. She's heading into the down for the layup. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Serino. Over to Anderson. Fires for three. Gets it to go. Lady Chiefs are on a little bit of a run coming out of the halftime break. Mackenzie Mackey drives middle of the court. Cross court to Chloe. Chloe reverse dribbles. It's going to be held. Stolen away by Whiteman. She passes the ball down court to Serino. Serino's going to drive. Loses the handle. Goes down. Picks up by Chloe Carver. She's going to bring it up the court for the Mustangs. Drives all the way down off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Kaylee Kessel. And on her put-back shot attempt, she's going to be fouled. Fouled by Zamora. We'll put Kaylee Kessel at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Mustangs. Six minutes left in the third quarter. Kaylee Kessel at the line to shoot 2. First free throw on its way up and good. One more shot attempt remaining for Kaylee Kessel. It's on its way up. Rims out. Mustangs lead at 30-23. Means with the ball for the Chiefs. Over to Anderson. Fires for 3. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Lexi. And she's going to be fouled. Fouled by Whiteman. Whiteman will pick up her second foul. A little aggressive on the defensive end there for Whiteman. So Lindsay Villalone with the ball for the Mustangs. Right wing to Chloe, back to Lindsay. She's going to be called for a double dribble. Turns it over to the Chiefs. Means will inbound it. Inbounds it into Zamora. Back to Means. Means guarded by Kaylee Kessel and Lindsay Villalone. Tough defense by the Mustangs. Head to Serino, to Whiteman, back to Anderson. Anderson fires, misses the shot, rebounded by Lexi. Lexi clears it for the Mustangs. Up the court to Kaylee, down on the baseline to Chloe. She tries to drive, tipped by Villa, or into the hands of Mackenzie Mackey. And that time her three-point attempt finds nothing but the bottom of the net. Anderson with the ball for the Chiefs, up to Means. Means going to drive baseline, guarded by Mackenzie. Out to Zamora. Zamora's baseline jump shot is rebounded by Serino. We're going to have a held ball here. And it'll be Lady Chiefs ball under their own basket. Anderson will inbound it for the Lady Chiefs, who trail into Whiteman. Whiteman gets the basket inside for the Lady Chiefs. Cut the Mustangs lead 33-25. 8-point lead for the Mustangs. Mackenzie Mackey drives baseline. Her jump shot goes down for the Mustangs. 35-25. Mustangs lead at 4:39. Means with the ball ahead to Serino. Stolen away by Chloe. Tipped into the hands of Kaylee. And then we're going to have a foul that's going to be called on Kaylee as she was chasing down the loose ball. Little collision right at the half court stripe. And that's going to be number 3 on Kaylee Kessel. Whiteman inbounds it to Anderson. Anderson goes around the screen of Whiteman. Picks it up, passes it back to Whiteman down the lane. Misses the shot, rebounded by Chloe. Held ball. It's going to be ripped away by Whiteman. We're going to have alternating possession arrow will favor the Mustangs. And we'll have Katie Mackey checking into the game for Kaylee Kessel, who goes to the bench with 3 fouls for the Lady Mustangs. Mustangs lead at 35-25, 4:20 left in the third quarter. Katie Mackey brings it up for Ledor. She's going to drive top of the key, looks right wing to Chloe. Chloe fires off the backboard and in. The bank is open tonight for Chloe. 37-25, 4 minutes left in the quarter. Anderson brings it up, feeds Sereno. She drives in, misses the shot, rebounded by Zamora. Her putback is up and good. And we're going to have a timeout, quickly called by the Chiefs coach, Nathaniel Lowley. "30-second timeout. It's actually kind of cold in the Ledor gym tonight. The wind must be blowing out of the east. Because I can feel the cold air seeping in through the wall. Good old cinder brick wall. I believe that's the 3rd timeout called by Coach Lowley for the Chiefs. He's going to have 2 timeouts remaining for the rest of the game. Mustangs lead it by 10, 37-27. 3:54 left in the third quarter. Three team fouls on the Lady Chiefs, 1 team foul on the Lady Mustangs. Katie Mackey will inbound the ball for the Lady Mustangs out of the timeout. Inbounds it to Lindsay. Going to have Galloway's going to stay with Mackenzie Mackey the rest of the game. The ball is fed inside to Lexi Bird, and she's going to be fouled on her way to the basket. Nope, they're going to call it on the floor. Zamora is going to pick up her 2nd foul. It was called on the floor, so it's going to be Mustangs ball under their own basket. Katie Mackey goes to inbound it for the Mustangs. Outside to Chloe on the baseline. She spins, gets it up to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's going to drive inside. Ball is tipped out of her hands. Going to have the foul is going to be called on Ebony Whiteman. That's going to be her 4th personal as Mackenzie Mackey was on her way down the lane. Katie Mackey inbounds it to Lexi down low. And we're going to have another foul called on the Lady Chiefs. That's going to be on Zamora. That'll be her 3rd foul. So we're having a little bit of a foul fest here. So Katie Mackey inbounds it to Chloe, and she's going to be fouled from behind by Anderson. It's going to put Chloe Carver at the line to shoot too. So that's 4 fouls in 1 possession on the Lady Chiefs. Their foul total comes up to 17 fouls. First free throw on its way up and good for Chloe. 2nd one on its way. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Anderson. Anderson brings it up for the Chiefs. Down the court, misses the shot, gets her own rebound. She's going to be fouled on that offensive putback. She'll be fouled by Lindsay Villalone. That's her 3rd personal foul. It'll put Anderson at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Chiefs, who trail it by 11. 3:29 left in the third quarter. Mustangs lead at 38-27. Into the game for the Mustangs is Mesa Herbst checking in for Lindsay Villalone. Goes to the bench with 3 fouls. So we got Lindsay Villalone and Kaylee Kessel both on the bench with 3 fouls for the Lady Mustangs. Second free throw for Anderson. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Galloway. Tries to feed inside, but it's stolen by McKenzie. She takes it up and scores the layup for the Mustangs. Anderson up the court for the Lady Chiefs. Right back down. Here she comes. Going to step in, fires the runner, misses the shot, rebounded by Lexi Bird. Guarded by the Lady Chiefs, gets the ball out to Katie Mackey. She's going to bring it up for the Mustangs and is going to be called for steps. Turns the ball over to the Lady Chiefs. Whiteman to inbound it to Anderson. Brings it up for the Lady Chiefs. Around the Whiteman screen. Back to Whiteman. She's going to drive left side. Inside to Zamora. She pivots, shoots, misses the shot. Rebounded by Chloe. Chloe's going to dribble out of there. Up the court for the Mustangs. Down the court. Tries to feed Lexi. Gets it to her inside. She tries to pass it to Mesa. Out. Stolen away by the Chiefs. Up the court comes Whiteman for the Lady Chiefs. She's going to drive. Gets the ball. Baseline Galloway. Up to Zamora. Out to Anderson. Anderson's going to dribble right side. Baseline to Whiteman. Out to Anderson. Fires a three-pointer. Rebounded by Chloe. Chloe's going to lose the handle. It's going to go off her foot and out of bounds to the Lady Chiefs. Into the game is Means and Sereno for the Lady Chiefs. Checking in for Zamora and Whiteman. Oh, Katie Mackey's going to get called for kind of pushing as she reached around, trying to tip the ball away from Whiteman. That's going to be her second foul of the game. Whiteman down to the corner to Anderson, fires the three. Three ball goes up and in for Anderson, and that cuts the Mustangs lead to 10 again. 40-30, 2 minutes left in the quarter as Sereno gets a little aggressive on the defense and is going to be called for a pushing foul. It's going to put Katie Mackey at the line to shoot 1-1 for the Lady Mustangs. 8 team fouls on the Lady Chiefs, 3 on the Lady Mustangs. Katie Mackey will have 1-1 opportunity here. First end of the 1-1 up on its way off the back of the rim. Ball is rebounded by Lexi. Over to Mesa, down on the baseline to McKenzie. Back to Lexi. Nice ball movement by the Mustangs. And Lexi scores the easy one on the inside off the assist of Mackenzie Mackey. Anderson brings it up for the Lady Chiefs. And we're going to have a reach-in foul. Hand check foul on Mesa Herbst. And that's her second personal of the game. So Anderson inbounds it to Whiteman. Back to Anderson. She fires a baseline jump shot. Rebounded by Lexi Bird. Up the court for the Lady Mustangs. Kicks it ahead to Mesa Herbst. Mesa Herbst goes down, drives, misses the layup. It's going to be tipped out of bounds and tipped off of the Mustangs. It'll be Lady Chiefs ball. Minute 34 left in the half. Anderson gets the ball for the Chiefs down the lane. Misses the shot. Tipped around. Gets her own rebound. Gets it to Means. She's going to drive baseline. Passes to Sereno. And on the shot attempt, Mesa Herbst is going to pick up her third personal. Just like that. 2 trips down the floor, 2 fouls. So we've got 3 girls on the Lady Mustangs with 3 fouls apiece now. We've got Kaylee Kessel, Lindsay Villalone, and Mesa Herbst all with 3 fouls. Sereno at the line to shoot 2 free throws. First one, little off the side of the rim. Olivia Beeler checks in for Mesa. Sereno will have 1 more attempt. Oh, hey, we got water on the floor. Have a little water on the floor issue going on here. It's being taken care of by the show band coach. Sereno will have one more free throw attempt as the water issue is solved. Second free throw on its way up. Bounces around off the rim, rebounded by Mackenzie Mackey, who's going to push it ahead for the Mustangs to Chloe. Its pass is going to go off Chloe's shoulder out of bounds. Turns over to the Lady Chiefs. Means will inbound it for the Lady Chiefs. Ahead to Anderson. Approaching a minute left in the third quarter. Anderson crosses the timeline. Down the middle. Off the back of the rim. Ball's rebounded by Lexi. She gets it out to Katie Mackey. Stolen away by Whiteman. Down to Anderson. She fires and hits the layup for the Lady Chiefs. And on the inbound, we're going to have a holding foul called on Anderson. It's going to put Katie Mackey at the line to shoot 1-and-1 again. That's going to be 3 fouls on Anderson, the leading scorer for the Lady Chiefs tonight. Katie Mackey, front end of the 1-and-1, up and in. Extends the Mustangs lead, 43-32, 58.6 left on the clock. Second free throw, snaps the net, 44-32, Mustangs lead it. Anderson with the ball for the Lady Chiefs, around the Whiteman screen. Dishes Whiteman down the lane, loses the handle. Sereno comes away with it. Passes to Whiteman, off the hands of Whiteman, up to Anderson. She looks, gets it to Whiteman. Whiteman fires a three-pointer. It's going to be rebounded by Lexi Bird. Outlet pass to Katie Mackey. Katie brings it up for the Mustangs, guarded by Whiteman. Over to Chloe. Chloe hits Kenzie Mackey. Long two-pointer. I think barely, her toe was barely on the line. And that's going to extend the Mustangs lead here. Anderson right back the other way, hits the three-pointer of her own. So it's trading baskets. Katie Mackey to inbound it for the Mustangs, inbounds it to Mackenzie. And Means gets down there for the Lady Chiefs, cause a little bit of a turnover, forces a turnover on the Mustangs. It'll be Chiefs ball. Anderson inbound it. Up top to Means. She's going to drive right side over to Whiteman. Fires long two-pointer. Ball's tipped around, rebounded by Mackenzie. And as the buzzer sounds at the end of the third quarter, Leadore Lady Mustangs 46, Showband Lady Chiefs 35, 11-point lead for the Mustangs. A few girls in a little bit of foul trouble for Leadore and also for Showband. We've got one girl with 4 fouls for Showband. That's Ebony Whiteman. Then we also have Ava Zamora and Braylon Anderson with 3 fouls each. Been a pretty physical game tonight, huh? A lot of turnovers, a lot of held balls, a few bumps and bruises. But that's the way it's going to be in district tournament play. You're going to have to earn every win. Almost set to start the fourth quarter here in Leadore, Idaho. The Lady Mustangs will carry an 11-point lead into this fourth quarter. Missing one of the key players tonight, Sadie Bird, who's out with an illness. Back onto the floor for the Mustangs, we've got Kaylee, Lindsay, Mackenzie, Lexi, and Olivia. For the Chiefs, we've got Anderson, Means, Whiteman, and Sereno. Anderson with the ball, gets it to Whiteman. She goes down the lane, fires the shot up and in for the Lady Chiefs. That's the lead to 9, 46-37. Here comes Kaylee for the Mustangs up the court. She goes left wing to Lindsay. Lindsay's going to drive back right side up to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's going to drive down the lane, kicks it off to Kaylee inside to Lexi. Lexi's going to be held by Whiteman. It's going to put Lexi at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the rest of the game now for the Lady Mustangs. That's 3 fouls on Destiny Whiteman. So fouls are kind of piling up on both sides. Lexi's first free throw up and in. Extends the lead back to 10, 47-37. One more free throw coming for Lexi. It's up, on its way, and good. 48-37. Anderson with the ball for the Lady Chiefs. Comes around the Whiteman screen. Backs to Whiteman on the roll. Down to Means on the baseline. Fires the baseline jump shot. Rebounded by Serino. Gets it to Whiteman on the wing. Out to Anderson. Stolen by Lindsay. She's going to take it down the court for the Mustangs. And is going to be called for the double dribble again as she lost the handle on the ball. Turns it back over to the Lady Chiefs. Whiteman. Back to Anderson. Up the court for Lady Chiefs. Guarded by Kaylee Kessel. Fires the shot. Misses it. Rebounded by Lexi. Lexi's going to bring it up for the Mustangs. Over to McKenzie. Gets it over to Kaylee Kessel on the left wing. Fires the shot. Hits the shot and the foul on Means. So Means picks up a personal foul, her second, and that's going to put Kaylee Kessel at the line to shoot 1 free throw into the game. Diaz checks in for Means. Kaylee Kessel fires the free throw off the rim, rebounded by Lexi. Lexi gets it to Kaylee on the baseline, back to Lexi. She's going to drive inside. It's going to be tied up and held ball, alternating possession. Okay, alternating possession arrow pointing to the Mustangs. Lindsay Villalone to inbound it for Ledor. Gets it to Kaylee Kessel. Back to Villalone. And we're going to have another held ball. A ton of held balls tonight. I mean, a ton. Somebody's fingers getting tired changing the arrow. Diaz with the ball for the Chiefs. Up the court. They head to Whiteman. Over to Whiteman. Inside. Little contact there. Mackenzie Mackey comes away with it. Kicks it ahead to Villalone. Down to Olivia. Olivia tries to make a move to the basket. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Lady Chief. Lady Mustangs ball under their own basket. Lindsay Villalone looks a little shaken up. Kayleen inbound it. Inside to Lexi. Lexi takes too many steps. Too many steps by Lexi. Turns it back over to the Lady Chiefs. Diaz. Ahead to Means. Means is going to drive. Right side. Stolen away. Stolen away by both Kaylee Kessel and Lindsay Villalone. Anderson's going to check back into the game. She checks in for Serino. Inbounded Anderson. Over to Diaz. Blocking foul is going to be called on Lindsay Villalone. That's going to be 4 on Lindsay. Diaz will be inbounding it for the Lady Chiefs under their own basket. 6:12 left in the game. Mustangs lead it 50-37. Means gets the ball stolen by Kaylee Kessel, and she drives the length of the court, scores the layup for the Mustangs. That's the quickness of Kaylee. Means with the ball for Shoban, guarded by Kaylee. Over to Anderson, fires for 3. Rattles around and goes in. Kaylee's inbound pass to Lindsay Villalone, nearly stolen by Anderson. Villalone brings it up the court, and she's going to be kind of trips and goes to the ground. Chloe Carver is going to check into the game for Lindsay. who goes to the Mustangs bench looking a little shaken up. Diaz inbounds it to Anderson for the Lady Chiefs. Anderson brings it up the court, guarded by Kaylee. Chloe Carver's going to get the steal. She goes down the court and scores the layup for the Lady Mustangs, who open up a 16-point lead, 5.5 left in the game. Anderson brings it up for the Chiefs. Going to drive right side. Scoop shot, misses the shot, gets her own rebound. Fires away from three, rebounded by somebody into the hands of Chloe Carver. She's going to come down the court and tries to get the ball to McKenzie, but slips and drags a foot and turns the ball back over to the Lady Chiefs. 5 minutes left in the game. Mustangs lead at 54-40. Means crosses the half-court line for the Lady Chiefs, drives left side, gets the ball up to Anderson. Tries to go back to Means. It's going to go behind Means as she was cutting to the basket. It'll be out of bounds. Lady Mustangs ball. Kaylee Kessel brings it up. Dribbles left side, then passes off left side to Chloe Carver. Chloe Carver and Anderson had a little fight for the ball, and Whiteman came away with it down the court for the Chiefs. Tries to feed Anderson, but it's stolen away by Lexi. And then Anderson steals it right back and fires for three, and that shot goes in. Anderson's been on fire tonight. And Kaylee's pass a little behind Lexi, cutting to the basket. Turns it over to the Lady Chiefs. So we have Aislinn Jones checking into the game for Olivia Beeler, and we're going to have a full timeout called by the Showband Lady Chiefs coach, Nathaniel Lully. Lady Mustangs lead it by 11 tonight in a pretty physical contest. The Anderson girl for Showband has got on fire tonight. I don't know how many points she's tallied up so far, but she's hit multiple three-pointers. It kind of kept the Lady Chiefs in the game. Lady Mustangs are really feeling the hurt of Sadie Bird being gone tonight, but they're still hanging on to an 11-point lead here in the fourth quarter. .413 left in the game. Still quite a bit of time. 11-point lead by the Lady Mustangs, as it will be Lady Chiefs ball out of the timeout. That leaves the Showband coach one timeout to play with for the rest of the game. Means guarded by Kaylee Kessel, picked up by Mackenzie Mackey. They're going to be trapper on the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds off the hand of Kaylee Kessel. Zamora to inbound it for the Lady Chiefs. Up top to Means. Means back to Whiteman. Whiteman to Zamora. Anderson on the bench getting a little bit of a breather. Means fires for three. Actually, that was long too. And that shot finds its way down. Kaylee Kessel inbound, or to bring it up for the Mustangs. Ahead to Chloe. Chloe drives. Loses the handle on the ball. Picked up by Whiteman. She passes the ball ahead to Zamora. And she fires and hits the layup for the Lady Chiefs. That cuts the Mustangs lead to 7. And we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Janet Prue for the Lady Mustangs to get a handle on what seems to be giving the Lady Mustangs a little bit of trouble here. Showband has put a little extra pressure on full court, and that's sped the Mustangs up to the point where they're having a little trouble handling the ball and slowing things down and using their patience to eat time off the clock. Mustangs lead at 54-47. .333 left in the game. It'll be Lady Mustangs ball on the baseline. Chloe Carver will have the baseline to run since that was after a made basket. So she tries to inbound it to Kaylee. It's going to be stolen by the Chiefs. The shot attempt is off the mark, rebounded by McKenzie, but then the Chiefs get the steal and Zamora gets the bucket. McKenzie inbounds it to Chloe. Chloe up the court for Ledor. We're going to have a pushing foul. It's going to be called on Chiefs Ebony Whiteman, and that'll be her fifth foul of the game. So Means checks into the game for Whiteman. Chloe Carver will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Mustangs. First one up, on its way. She buries that free throw. Extends the Mustangs lead 55-49, 6-point lead. Second free throw for Chloe. And the Mustangs on its way up and good. So Katie Mackey will check into the game for Chloe after she got up there and sank 2 free throws to push the Mustangs lead back to 7. Anderson guarded by Kaylee Kessel. Up top to Whiteman. Whiteman's going to drive, gets it to Anderson. She's going to fire a three-pointer off the back of the rim, rebounded by Aislinn Jones. Over to Katie Mackey, surrounded by a host of Chiefs. She's going to be fouled. That's going to be Zamora picking up the foul. That'll be 4 on Zamora. So Katie Mackey will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for Lady Mustangs. Katie steps to the line. First shot on its way. Ooh, off the side of the rim. Lindsay Villone will check into the ball game. Checks in for Aislinn Jones. Going to get some ball handlers on the court now for the Mustangs to go down the stretch with 2:57 left in the game. Katie Mackey will go to the line to shoot second number 2. That shot is on its way off the mark. Rebounded by the Lady Chiefs into the hands of Anderson up the court for the Lady Chiefs. She's going to drive baseline. Gets it back to Zamora. She fires for 3. Off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Kaylee Kessel. Picked up by the Chiefs. Up to Katie Mackey. Ahead to Mackenzie Mackey. And Mackenzie's going to be called for too many steps as Anderson came up to guard her. Gives the ball back to Lady Chiefs. Ball game's tightening up a little bit. Means drives baseline, or gets the ball baseline to Sereno. Stolen by the Lady Mustangs by Lexi Bird. She throws the ball ahead. Stolen by Means. Picked up by Kaylee Kessel. And we're going to have a blocking foul called on Kaylee Kessel. That's going to be 4 on Kaylee. Puts Means at the line to shoot 1-1 for the Lady Chiefs. Once again, the Means fires, misses the front end of the 1-1, rebounded by Whiteman. Over to Anderson. She fires for 3 and gets it to go. That cuts the Mustangs lead to 4, 56-52. Kaylee Kessel tries to get the ball ahead to Katie Mackey. Stolen by Zamora. Passes ahead. Stolen away by the Mustangs. Lindsay Villone over to Mackenzie Mackey. And we're going to have a timeout. It's going to be called by Coach Janet Prue as things are heating up here in the gym, even though it's colder than heck here, sitting here by the wall. The action on the court is getting hot. So we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Janet Prue, full timeout. It'll be Mustangs ball right near the half court stripe coming out of the timeout, clinging to a 4-point lead. Jared, how much time was there left? So there's going to be somewhere around 1:52. And the Mustangs cling to a 4-point lead here in the fourth quarter as the Lady Chiefs have kind of gone on fire here in the last minute and a half. Lady Mustangs need to settle down and relax and take their time, be patient. Don't let the pressure of the Lady Chiefs speed them up to the point of causing turnovers. We do have a pretty good ball handling group on the court for the Lady Mustangs. 3 guards. So out of the timeout, Katie Mackey's going to inbound it for the Mustangs. Gets the ball. And I don't know who it went off of. They're going to say it went off of the knee of Means. So it'll still be Mustangs ball. Chiefs pick up man-to-man. Katie inbounds it to Kaylee. Guarded by the Chiefs. Kicks out to McKenzie. McKenzie's going to drive left side. Shoots the layup. Oh, misses the scoop shot. Rebounded by Whiteman. Outlet pass to Means. Means gets it Anderson on the right wing. She's going to drive baseline. Fires the shot. Misses it. Rebounded by Whiteman. Her shot attempt is off the mark, and that's going to be rebounded by Mackenzie Mackey, who outlet passes it to Kaylee Kessel. Drives down left side. Fires the shot. Misses it. Rebound is chased down by McKenzie. McKenzie puts it up and in for the Mustangs. Extends the lead to 6. 1:19 left in the game. Anderson with the ball for the Lady Chiefs. Guarded by Kaylee Kessel. Over to Zamora. Zamora fires. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Kaylee Kessel, the littlest gal on the court. And we're going to have a reach around foul that's going to be called on Means. Maybe. Actually, it's Sereno that gets whistled for the foul there. It's going to put Kaylee Kessel at the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Mustangs, who lead the Lady Chiefs by 6, 58-52. First free throw on its way up for Kaylee. That's kind of wide left. So she's going to have one more. See if she can extend this lead to 7. Free throw on its way up. Bounces around, rebounded by Lexi. Has the ball tipped away, regains possession and shoots and scores. So Lexi puts the Mustangs ahead by 8. Anderson with the ball. Tries to get the shot away. And she's going to be fouled by Mackenzie Mackey. They're going to call it a hugging foul. And National Hug Day was actually on the 21st of January, so I don't know that that's actually a thing anymore. Anderson at the line to shoot 2. First one on its way up and good. Cuts the Mustangs lead to 7. 60-53, 57.2 left on the clock. Anderson gets one more. It's up, and it's good. 60-54. Lindsay inbounds it to McKenzie, ahead to Kaylee. Kaylee nearly has it stolen away, but McKenzie's good hustle comes away with the ball. Into Katie Mackey, over to Lexi Bird. She's going to drive inside, fires the shot, misses it, rebounded by Kaylee. And the Lady Mustangs are rushing to take the shot when there's only 40 seconds left in the game, and Lady Mustangs lead it by 6. Fortunately, Kaylee Kessel was fouled And that's going to put her at the line to shoot 2 for the Lady Mustangs. First one on its way up, bounces high off the back of the rim, and it's good. Extends the lead to 7, 61-54, 40 seconds left. Second free throw, up and good, 62-54. Lady Chiefs with the ball. Anderson guarded by Kaylee. Anderson fires for 3. Misses the shot. Tipped out of bounds off Lady Chiefs. It'll be Mustangs ball. The Lady Mustangs do not need to attempt a shot. There's 28.9 seconds on the clock. All they have to do is just maintain possession here. Katie inbounds it to Lindsay. Lindsay looks. Gets the ball to McKenzie. Ahead to Katie Mackey. She stops. Her shot's blocked by Sereno. Passes it ahead to Anderson on the wing. She fires for 3. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Katie. And Katie's going to be fouled by Whiteman. So Destiny Whiteman picks up the foul. That's going to be 4 on Whiteman. It's going to put Katie Mackey at the line to shoot 2 for the Mustangs, who lead this contest by 8 points. Katie steps up to the line, fires the first, rims out. One more free throw ahead for Katie Mackey, but the Showband coach Lowly calls his final timeout. See if he can draw something up here to bring the Chiefs back into it with them trailing by 8 points and 7 seconds left of the game. It's going to take a tremendous game plan with no timeouts to come out on top of this game. But who knows? He might have something up his sleeve. We're going to wait and let the action tell the story. It's been a pretty competitive game the whole way through. The Anderson girl for the Lady Chiefs, she was on fire for a while and kept them in it. Free throws down the stretch have been the difference in the game for the Lady Mustangs. So Katie Mackey's going to have 1 free throw remaining. And then regardless of what happens, the Mustangs don't need to inbound the ball, even if the Lady Chiefs score. Katie's second free throw, up and in. So the Lady Chiefs bring it down. Whiteman with the ball, up the court, guarded by McKenzie. Over to Anderson, fires at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. Leadore Lady Mustangs come away with the victory as Lady Chiefs fought hard, played all the way to the buzzer. And it's going to end the game with a score of 63-54. So the Lady Mustangs will move on to play the winner of the North Gem Water Springs game that was also taking place tonight. And that game will be right back here in the Leadore Gym. Do you know what day, Jared? What day are we playing again? What day is that game? That will take place on the 9th. Okay, so that game will take place on the 9th, the same night that the championship game between Rockland and Mackey will take place in Rockland. So we'll have Rockland, Mackey squaring off in Rockland, and we'll have Leadore facing the winner of North Gem Water Springs right here on the 9th. So tune in again, and thank you for watching tonight. Oh, yeah, let's end that stream.